We need to increase the people's trust in liberal democracy, and I think that's only possible by revitalizing the middle class. Europe is lagged behind the United States in terms of coming up with the policy responses that are required. So I'm a little bit more worried about about Europe right now, although with the election coming up in the United States, there are lots of question marks there as well. One way to interpret our political dysfunction is that in the advanced economies of the world, the United States and Europe, that the middle classes have been hit by a series of economic shocks in the last 2 or 3 decades. The effects of globalization, the effects of technological change and automation, the effects of austerity, especially in Europe. And I think good, secure jobs, which were the foundation of the 3 decades of shared economic prosperity in these countries, have become increasingly scarce. So what I've talked about in my presentation is how the industrial policies, particularly industrial policies targeting good jobs, can help repair some of those fissures in the social fabric, especially with regard to rebuilding the middle class. I emphasize that we cannot do it by emphasizing manufacturing because we cannot run history in reverse. That many of these jobs will have to be in services, and therefore effectively we need some kind of industrial policy for services like care, education, retail, and that will require us rethinking how we're doing industrial policy in the future. I think this is actually a very big role for local governments, municipal and state governments as well, because when you're talking about services, often you're talking about very small, medium-sized enterprises, and the local governments are much better positioned at providing them the kinds of services that they actually need.